Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we are going to be doing the weekly reading, September 15th to the 21st for the sign of Aquarius. Alright, let's get right into it. Aquarius, we're going to pull out your romance angel messages for the week. Remember, the video is timestamped, so if you want to go ahead and jump ahead to the forecast or the animal spirits, you can go ahead down into the description and just click on the section that you want to jump ahead to. All right, so we have passion, beautiful energy for the week. We have very soon. So clearly decide what you want so that it manifests and comes to you now. And we have past life relationship. It's really lovely energy, certainly for relationships this week. Just move this back a little bit. All right, so there we have it. We're gonna get right into your animal spirits now. Of course, these three messages, passion, very soon, and past life relationship, they could mean a lot of different things, right? So we're going to pull out your animal spirits to see what kind of animal spirits you might be walking with this week, Aquarius. Lovely air signs. This could be indicative of energies coming in or scenarios that you might be in. This could also be representative of people you may be dealing with this week, all right? So please just take what resonates with you or what applies to your life and your situation and throw the rest away. We know this reading can't possibly be for every Aquarius out there, so take it as it comes. We have the first one out, unicorn. Wow. Beautiful. Very, very beautiful. So this is the alchemical symbol for ether or spirit. So the unicorn is associated with the sixth chakra, third eye. Then we have elephant energy, fire, really good, strong energy. The elephant is unstoppable, right? It's a very formidable animal spirit. And then we also have starfish, water energy. So let's get right into these animal spirits and take a look at what is going on here with these before we go into your forecast briefly, all right? Unicorn, as I said, the unicorn is associated with the sixth chakra, which of course is located at the third eye, all right? You can see also the unicorn's horn coming out of its third eye. This is also symbolic of the opening of this chakra, the believing in magic, as it were, the believing in extrasensory awareness and perceptions, messages that may be coming in. The unicorn reminds us that not all in this world can be seen with the other senses. Some things can only be experienced through the sixth sense, right? The third, by opening up the third eye. But the unicorn also reminds us that if we are to believe in these things, or if we wish to live a life that is open to these things, we also have to believe in them. We have to have faith. And so the unicorn also comes in at a time when skepticism may be ruling the day, and reminds us that we still need to have a little faith in magic and in all of these other things, otherworldly messages and energies, for us to be able to be open to receiving them, right? If you are a closed-minded individual, if you are a pessimist, or if you are a skeptic in all things, then this world will not be open to you, right? Faith is magic. And then we have elephant energy, which is associated with the alchemical symbol for fire. Now, the elephant is representative of an unstoppable force. The elephant is the great clearer of obstacles, right? Associated with Ganesh, the Hindu god as well, right? The elephant always brings with it an immense amount of wisdom and abundance, right? This is what is associated with that god, Ganesh, and with the elephant, but also the clearer of obstacles. Oftentimes in the jungles where most elephants live, they can be seen knocking down trees to clear a path, but to also force you down a particular path, right? So when this energy comes into your life, it really is, it seems to be, this is when times, and for instance, an example is when things seem to be happening out of your control and they seem to be unstoppable. This kind of unstoppable force that's happening, or these unstoppable energies that may be coming into your life. But the way they come into your life is that they amount to clearing obstacles for you to push forward. This is really a breath of fresh air, but the elephant is just indicative of how strong and necessary this clearing of obstacles is, because, like I said, it brings a force that just can't be stopped. There's nothing you can do to stop this from happening right now. There is a starfish, water energy, beautiful water energy. Now, the starfish reminds us not to pay too much attention to the outside, not to pay too much, not to go so much for that instant gratification, that easy satisfaction, relying on good looks and the exterior rather than showing more of your interior, right? What's deep down inside, what you have to offer the world, the beauty that's inside. And so starfish energy individuals can be quite shallow, but this is not a slight. You could be resonating with this energy or know someone is resonating with this energy. It's not meant to be derogatory. It's meant to remind you that you still, although yes, you may be beautiful on the outside, and you may be relying on that right now, but it's at a disservice to your own life because you really truly have so much more to offer, right? And you're kind of doing yourself a disservice by not exploring the deeper sides of yourself and what you have to give to the world, right? So let's now get into your spread. We're going to pull out anywhere from 5 to 8 spreads for the week, depending on how long we spend on each forecast. These are 3-card forecasts for the week. And I look at a variety, of them, just to see what different type of scenarios you're going to be dealing with this week. Now, it seems to be, to me, with these animal spirits, that this week we're talking a lot about a lot of life-changing events happening. The opening up of a lot of, perhaps some deeper sides to yourself. Some of you may be walking a more spiritual, magical path recently. Some of you, like I said, may be changing careers. We do have ether, fire, and water. But let's go ahead and get into your forecast, and then we'll see what the overall kind of theme for your week will be. Sometimes it's very varied, right? Because this is a general reading, and so we're looking at love, life, and career. So sometimes there's a little bit of everything, but oftentimes each sign will have a general theme. All right, let's get right into it. Page of Cups, High Priestess, and the Magician. All right. So some of you, I'm going to say you are certainly starting a new stage in your life, right? It looks as though there's something really beautiful and wondrous, something passionate, something that you feel very passionate. But it's a new endeavor, and it's coming into your life. You're just beginning it now, really. Could have been just in the recent past, over the last few weeks, maybe month or two at the most. But you're well... If it hasn't started, you will be starting very soon this new endeavor with this Page of Wands. It really seems to indicate a kind of like a very creative endeavor, something that really makes you feel young again in the sense that it's so new to you. So you feel like, whereas in other areas of your life, Aquarius, you may be very skilled and experienced in this particular endeavor or project. This is very fresh for you. You may not have, any experience at all in it, and yet you do have a desire and a passion for it. Excuse the background noise. And so this new kind of project is really kind of exciting for you. And so this week, though, you do have the High Priestess coming in, and that's quite interesting because this is sort of a feeling of intuition that's starting to crop up. Or for instance, if you are already highly intuitive, this week your intuitive abilities are peaked for some reason. Now again, we do have unicorn energy, so it could just very well be that, I think for some of you Aquarius, I'm going to tell you, sometimes a new awakening or a reawakening of our creative and our passion with regard to art or things that we want to accomplish, right? Expression, our creative expression. Sometimes that can really kickstart a magical stage in our lives, right? If we are open to it. The High Priestess only comes in when you're really open to her, when you seek her knowledge and her secrets. And a lot of this has to do with unicorn energy in the sense that you do have to have some faith in yourself and in magic in a way. Certainly some faith in your intuitive abilities to be able to bring more abilities in and more messages, right? So I feel like this is a very magical week for you, Aquarius. And for some of you, indeed, you will be getting a lot of sort of intuitive feelings, perhaps even some extrasensory perception experiences, messages may be coming in. All of this is to do with this awakening and this new sort of creative passion. And then you have the Magician come in as well. It could be by the end of the week you feel very comfortable. You feel sort of where here you began the week kind of feeling fresh and new and almost like a little bit apprehensive because of the newness. By the end of the week, you become very, very comfortable and you settle right in to this new role, and you absolutely grab hold of this new project by the horns. Your confidence is increased and you really believe in your abilities. This is all coming out of an awakening that's happened recently for some of you. Aries, King of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. Wow, some of you are certainly caught in a business or a project of some sort with someone. Aquarius, this is quite interesting. Emperor and King of Cups energy. I want to say that you're involved with a couple people right now who are really high-powered players. Some of you Aquariuses may be working as part of a group or a small group. But the people that you're dealing with this week are really kind of like I said, they're high-powered players in whatever kind of business or career that you're involved in right now, Aquarius. And there's going to be a little bit of a difference of opinion this week. You're going to have to kind of clear the obstacles to communication and get these guys on the same page. You are the vehicle. You are representing here to me as Knight of Pentacles. So you are the vehicle right now who's the king, is sort of the linchpin of this whole project. But this week, and Aquarius, those of you, you know what I'm talking, if you resonate with this, you'll know, you know who you are, because you've been dealing with these two very obstinate characters for quite some time. One is a very fiery sort of individual who's probably used to being the boss and used to ordering people around, but and they're really probably finding it difficult to work as part of a group. And the other one is a very kind of sentimental and passionate individual, but sometimes they might, you know, they might be a little bit too wishy-washy. They might be throwing some guilt trips around every now and then. The other person, again, is also very sort of formidable, but their character is very different, right? And these two coming together is hard. There's a lot of mediation that probably has to go on, my lovely Aquarius. But remember, you are the Knight of Pentacles in this scenario. And I believe that you're the one who's going to have to take control and rein all of these people in for the sake of the business or the project that you're working on. You have King of Wands, Three of Cups, and Queen of Wands. Again, wow. So some of you, Interestingly enough, I'm going to say that some of you are involved in a very, oh God, in a very odd connection. You're in love with someone. This is a at odds love connection, right? You have someone in your life that you really care about, but you guys are arguing right now. You're probably not speaking with each other. And I think this week you're going to be around each other quite a lot. As far as the social circle is concerned, Three of Cups can indicate a lot of celebration and bonding and loyalty with friends and like-minded individuals, right? So you guys are kind of like, you see each other at parties, you see each other at events this week. You may even see each other at work or whatever, you know, your social life looks like. But you're still kind of not talking to each other, and it's very comical to everyone else around. But I think that through a lot of this celebration and good feelings, you guys may end up coming back together this week and having your conversation or your talk. The truth of the matter is you guys aren't going to be able to stay away from each other for very long because you're simply made for each other. But it's quite a comical little scenario that's playing out there. It's cute, you know. King of Swords, Nine of Cups, and Nine of Pentacles. Again, some of you, oh wow, 9 is the number for the Hermit, and indicative of all the 9 cards, we see images of people who are by themselves, alone, right? Even in the 9 of Cups, we talk about a wish fulfillment, but there's a warning here. Be careful what you wish for, because look at all of the wishes this person has already had and accomplished behind him, yet he's still alone. The ultimate wish, the wish to be with someone, really eludes him, and a lot of this is because the 9 of Cups individual is really kind of like going after sort of like shallow wishes, shallow desires, quick desires, instant gratification in some ways. Or it can also just be that, you know, what you're looking for simply isn't what you need, and you haven't made that understanding just yet, right? You're being quite obstinate. That's the essence of 9 of Cups. 9 of Pentacles, we have an individual who's worked very tirelessly for their career and their abundance, but again has had to pay the price of having a deeper relationship or connection with someone, right? That has been the sort of the sacrifice that they have had to make, and so now they have all of this abundance and status, but again, they're alone in the garden. It's quite interesting that you would get both of these cards, because I believe this week you have a conversation with someone, and I think you begin to understand. Some of you Aquarius have perhaps, yes, you have a certain amount of abundance that you've achieved, and you've achieved a certain level of happy interactions with friends, and you've had some probably nice relationships. However, you're finding yourself quite alone right now, and that deeper connection may have indeed eluded you for far too long. You're starting to realize that it's eluded you in all areas of your, in the major areas of your life where it counts. And so this week, King of Swords comes in a way, I'm going to say there's someone who's representing as King of Swords. This person has a lot of air in them. They're very wise. They're almost like a counselor for you, but they're able to sort of cut through all the bullshit and really tell you why you are where you are. It may be a little bit difficult to hear, but it is necessary, and it will help, again, elephant energy, it will help to clear some of the obstacles to a deeper relationship, which you probably may not have known were even there. 7 of Wands, 7 of Swords, and 21 the World. Wow, we're getting a lot of double numbers this week for you Aquarius. It just seems to indicate, like I said in the beginning of the reading, that this is really a week for serious life changes, or at least thinking about things that could really sort of change your outlook on life. And I'm going to stop on this spread. 7 of Wands. Yeah, some of you, 7 is the number for dreams and aspirations, right? And so 7 of Wands, you really have been dealing with a lot of standing up for yourself, sort of standing your ground, having to come up with creative ways to deal with obstacles and problems that have stood in the way of you realizing your dreams, right? And so it's quite interesting. You felt really like the world has been against you with the Seven of Wands, but you've been fighting very tirelessly for your stance, your position, your goal, whatever that thing is that you're fighting for. It is something that is very near and dear to your heart. It is your dream, either for yourself or it could very well be a relationship. Sometimes wands also represents relationships that we have with people. And so, but then as well, quite interesting, Seven of Swords comes in, and this is a kind of hasty sort of energy, right? And I want to say perhaps this week for some of you Aquarius, you may have been working so hard and really been fighting off a lot of sort of negative energy that's kind of come your way, seeking to stop you from achieving your goals, right? So you felt very tired. You've been exhausted from this. Look at this character. It's like he's really fighting hard. And remember, Wands is coming up with creative solutions. This is not a real fight because this is not a sword. It's a wand. But yet the effort is still still a lot, right? You've put a lot of effort into constantly sort of, you know, having to block these things that are standing in your way. And then there's this almost, I'm going to say you don't fall for it, but there's almost a feeling this week that comes in where you've had enough of that and you're just like, oh, fuck it. Let me just take what I want. Because Seven of Swords is the great dream thief. It's the story of the tortoise and the hare. This individual wants something so bad, but he wants it so bad he doesn't want to wait or work for it. And I'm not saying that you're not willing to work for your goals, Aquarius. But what I am saying is that that is the essence of Seven of Swords. It's kind of that energy of, well, I'll just grab it. Even in the cards you can see he grabs, but he only gets 5 of the 7. That is the admonishment of the card when you are hasty or when you try to cut corners to simply covet or take your desires without working for them. It usually doesn't work out. However, I'm only saying this because this energy is coming in because you're absolutely tired, Aquarius, right? You've been working so tirelessly, relentlessly, I want to say, and now you are indeed tired, that this sort of option comes in this week. I want to say it's not necessarily a weakness or a test, but it's kind of like it comes in to sort of tempt you. It's a temptation to sort of, you know, just throw your hands up and, you know, stop the good fight and just grab what you want. But remember, the world comes in to remind us you are exactly where you should be, Aquarius. And so don't succumb to this sort of temptation that comes in this week. I don't know how this temptation will come in the form of. It could be a person or an offer or what have you, a meeting, which you could be taking advantage of, or whatever the case may be. But you'll know what it is when it resonates with you because it's absolutely tied to your goals and ambitions. It's 2 7s. However, once you get through that stage or this temptation, and in a way it is kind of a testing period, the universe will give you back its feedback. And so depending on how you respond to this energy this week, you will either have favor coming in or you may find yourself at another blockage that you're only going to have to overcome again. All right, but this is a very good reading. You've been doing very well and you're just almost at a point where your favor is starting to come in, Aquarius. But for those of you resonating with this spread, you just have to kind of get over this temptation this week. All right, guys, this is your reading for September 15th to the 21st. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and share. Most importantly, share the video on your social media sites. That is the best way that you can help me grow my channel. Subscribing, hitting that bell for notifications. But for right now, my lovely Aquarius, I'm going to say have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week for the weekly. Bye-bye now.